This case, which once seemed like a tragedy confined to an idyllic life in Mississippi, sent shockwaves through the community in March 2024 when an unthinkable crime unfolded. A 14-year-old girl was taken into custody, accused of a horrific act against her own family members. This video delves into the details of this unsettling case, seeking to answer the agonizing question, what could drive a young teenager to commit such devastating actions against those she loved? Ashley Nicole Smiley, born in April 1983 in Stuart, Florida, was a devoted mother and a respected algebra teacher at Northwest Rankin High School, the same institution her 14-year-old daughter, Carly Gregg, attended. Before joining Northwest Rankin, Ashley had spent 5 years teaching at Warren Central High School. A true Floridian at heart, she loved the state's beaches and cherished family trips to Disney World. In 2022, Ashley was recognized for her dedication to education when she received the New Teacher of the Year award. She lived in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on Ashton Way with her husband, Heath Smiley, their daughter, Carly, and their 2 golden retrievers. Family members described her as a loving mother who enjoyed reading and spending quality time with her family. Carly was an academically gifted student who had skipped the 4th grade and had no history of behavioral issues, until recently. Tensions between Carly and her mother began to rise when Ashley discovered her daughter had a secret boyfriend and subsequently took away her phone. Ashley and Heath viewed these struggles as normal teenage rebellion, unaware of the deeper issues Carly was experiencing. Court testimony from her stepfather later revealed that Carly had been receiving therapy for anxiety and stress. Additional stressors in Carly's life included her biological father, Kevin Gregg, who struggled with drug addiction and had allegedly exposed Carly to alcohol at a young age. The custody battle between Ashley and Kevin had reportedly been bitter, and Ashley was so fearful of Kevin that she kept a loaded firearm in the house for protection.
On Tuesday, March 19, 2024, Ashley and Carly returned home from school shortly after 4 p.m., setting the stage for yet another confrontation. Ashley had received information suggesting that Carly was using marijuana through vape pens. Upon arriving home, Ashley went to Carly's bedroom to search for evidence. At the time, only Ashley and Carly were in the house. Home surveillance footage captured Carly walking toward her mother's bedroom with an unidentified object concealed behind her back. According to the prosecution, just moments after the shooting, Heath received a text message from Ashley's phone asking what time he would be home. After he responded, Carly frantically messaged a teenage friend, urging them to come over for an emergency. When the friend arrived, Carly allegedly asked, "Are you okay with seeing dead bodies?" before leading them to the bedroom, where Ashley lay lifeless on the floor. Carly then reportedly admitted to shooting her mother 3 times and said she had 3 more bullets saved for her stepfather when he got home. Shortly after, Carly allegedly removed an interior security camera and placed it inside the refrigerator. Outdoor surveillance footage captured Heath arriving home at 5:03 p.m., completely unaware of the horror awaiting him inside. In court testimony, Heath described his arrival, explaining how he had barely opened the kitchen door when a gun was fired at him. Everything happened so fast that it became a blur. He remembered yelling that his daughter had tried to shoot him and asked where she was. Heath, still in shock, was found outside the house with a bullet graze on his neck. He told authorities that Carly had fled and was still armed. After the shooting attempt, Carly jumped over the backyard fence and ran. Deputies launched a search with assistance from a Mississippi Highway Patrol helicopter. She was found and arrested about 30 minutes after the 911 call. Based on the evidence, Carly was charged as an adult with murder, attempted murder, and tampering with evidence. Her bond was set at $1 million, and she pleaded not guilty to all charges, remaining in custody while awaiting trial. 5 months after the shootings, Carly rejected a plea deal that would have sentenced her to 40 years in prison. As a result, opening statements in the trial of Mississippi versus Carly Gregg began on September 16th. If convicted, Carly faced life in prison for murder, 20 years to life for attempted murder, and 10 years for tampering with evidence. The prosecution argued that Carly Gregg had been living a double life in the months leading up to the tragedy. They claimed her parents were unaware that she was secretly communicating with her boyfriend through burner phones, using marijuana before school, and maintaining hidden social media accounts. The prosecution emphasized that this was a clear-cut case. Ashley Smiley's autopsy confirmed that she died from gunshot wounds to the head, and the manner of death was ruled a homicide. They contended that Carly's actions before and after the shootings demonstrated intent. The defense, on the other hand, took a different approach. They acknowledged Carly's actions but focused on understanding why she committed them. They argued that this case was not about who did it, but rather why it happened. The defense asserted that there were 3 victims that day: Ashley Smiley, Heath Smiley, and Carly Gregg herself. They argued that Carly had been suffering from an undiagnosed mental illness. Andrew Clark, a forensic psychiatrist, testified that Carly had shown no history of violence before this incident, but had recently exhibited concerning behaviors. He pointed out that she had started smoking marijuana about 6 weeks prior to the shootings and had been struggling with a difficult childhood. Carly's younger sister had died when she was just 4 years old, and her parents' divorce had been filled with turmoil. She had also suffered from a strained relationship with her biological father, marked by instability and fear. Clark diagnosed Carly with bipolar II disorder, arguing that recent changes to her antidepressant medication could have worsened her condition. He testified that Carly had been experiencing mood swings, eating disorder behaviors, self-harm, auditory hallucinations, and sleep disturbances leading up to January 2024. The trial took a dramatic turn when Heath Smiley, the surviving victim and Carly's stepfather, testified. He recounted how he barely opened the door when Carly fired at him, missing his vital areas by mere inches. However, he also testified that Carly seemed terrified, like she had seen something horrifying. He expressed doubt that she had recognized him in that moment. Despite nearly being killed, Heath later reached out to Carly, asking the court to lift a no-contact order. His support for Carly unexpectedly bolstered the defense's argument that she was not acting like herself. The prosecution argued Carly Gregg was fully aware of her actions, with mental health experts testifying she showed no signs of delusions and exhibited psychopathic traits. Her journal entries and callous messages further undermined her defense. Rejecting a plea deal proved costly. She was found guilty of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and tampering with evidence. Sentenced to life in prison, Carly's case remains a tragic reminder of hidden struggles spiraling into devastation.